What's the weirdest thing someone has told you in confidence? In the early 1990s, stole a Porsche joyride, then drove it into a lake to hide the evidence. Dude's a responsible dad with a job today. He liked to strip Barbie dolls naked, dip them in the bath, and suck the water off their boobs. This was when we were in 3rd grade together, and it was the second thing he told me after his name. I was interviewing a guy for a job, and he casually mentioned that he had been in prison for raping his daughter. This perplexed me for years until someone suggested that perhaps interviewing for jobs was a condition for his release program, and he didn't actually want a job, he just needed to get interviews then not get hired. I started a new job, and the lady at the desk next to me was this nice, older Christian lady, and she just sort of told me out of the blue that she had surgery on her labia to look better because it was ugly. I didn't really know how to respond to that. That they regularly have sex with their severely underage stepdaughter. Yes, I did report them. Not the weirdest, but this one freaked me out the most. This guy I bought weed from and hung out with told me he had planned on murdering someone the upcoming Saturday, but now it was going to rain and that would interfere with his plans of disposing the body. Explained his motives and everything. I tried to talk him out of it and mentioned the police, and that's when he took out and opened a little box that he called his suicide kit, and he said the cops won't ever get him. This box had always just stood under the TV and I had never given it much thought. This was probably like a 30 to 40 minute conversation. This was 6 years ago, and to my knowledge, he never murdered the guy. I was in a park once sitting maybe 10 feet away from a stranger. He asked me what hour it is, and once I told him he used it as a way to start small talk, I felt he was weird from the start. Then word after word, I don't know how we reached the point of him telling me that there is no difference between swallowing your saliva directly or spitting it out and then swallowing it again, and that he sometimes spit on his food just to prove this theory. At that point, the only thing that came to my mind is to stand and go. Had a friend tell me once she blew up her boyfriend's toilet at his house and never told anyone. She took the largest dump in her life, and she was on her period, so you can imagine what the toilet looked like. When she went to flush, it clogged and started flooding, and she panicked and got the fuck out of there. Needless to say, everyone in her boyfriend's household is still wondering to this day who blew up the toilet with shit and blood in a house with 6 girls and 1 boy. The boyfriend had 6 sisters,